Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Defect run. On this channel, I help my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. Having a look, taking 18 damage is a lot, so I might not do that. I do anyway, actually. Remove 2. And it looks like I'm trying to go left here, which is kind of crazy. There's no campfire before this elite, but I'm starting to try to trust that Defect is good in Act 1, other than Gremlin Knob, generally speaking. And just kind of be strong. And removing 2 is really good, of course. Lets you find your orb cards more reliably. And chill is there versus some other stuff. Definitely gonna take chill. And taking 11 here is also very sus, but do it anyway. And gotta go to the hallway fights here. We need enough card rewards before the elite, or else we simply can't kill it. Very lucky. Dual cast there. Love to see that. Got there. Double check the math because I'm weakened. And duplication potion's real good, and there's a Cold Snap versus Compile Driver. Could have considered Compile Driver, but I wanted another Frost Orb. And this fight went well. And I still need more damage. Claws here versus no damage. Gonna be clicking on this claw. You're welcome, Claw fans. And I get the heal here. That's really huge. Definitely really good. If you are getting the full heal out of that in Act 1, you should probably just take it. And we didn't get Gremlin Knob, but this isn't amazing either. With our deck, still lacking damage. So I let the dual cast go off first, see what it, or the evoke on the lightning orb go off, and then I attack whichever one got hit. Luckily it was one of the outside ones. If it hit the middle one, it'd be a bit awkward. It's going pretty well so far, but I suspect my luck runs out soon. Yeah, there we go. That was a lot of dazes. I imagine going from low Ascension to high Ascension in this fight in particular is pretty wacky. So many dazes. And so I see there's a Hyperbeam here, and I have a duplication potion. I'm usually pretty averse to clicking on Hyperbeam, but I can upgrade it here going into this super elite, and we do have a duplication potion for 34 damage to all enemies. Wow, that's really, really good. So we are doing the claw thing and the Hyperbeam thing all of a sudden, only on floor 8. Very fascinating. And Lagavulin, in theory, should be fine with Frost Orbs if I can just chill here. So I am drawing 2 defense next turn, considering opening right now. And thinking, like, can I use Dupe Pot here? If I do, will I die to the next elite if I do the Super Elite? Would love to do the Super Elite and just double Hyperbeam on it. That's a great, great floor. So, can finish with the Hyperbeam, but not interested in playing it quite yet. It's actually good is at the bottom, I think. Can play it next turn. That worked out. So, pretty good fight there, down to 12, but at least we had to save the potions. And second claws here, versus 2 powers that interact with orbs, and I'm doing the Hyperbeam thing, so I take second claw. And then mention some relics here. We did find Tori, which will reduce unblocked attack damage equal to 5 or less, all the way down to 1. And we got a Captain's Wheel giving us 18 block on turn 2, as well as bottling our chill, essentially upgrading our chill. And didn't even need to duplicate the Hyperbeam here. We got Sentries again. Gremlin Knob on vacation today. And we get a Horde Cleat giving us 14 block on turn 2. And we are now 2/3 of a boat. Very exciting. And I take a leap. I need some block that doesn't require focus in my deck because I have Hyperbeam. Probably should have kept all the Frost Orbs. This fight will end if I draw Hyperbeam, so no need to get rid of the Frost Orb. And Hello World is here, and I click Hello World. It's better than Darkness there, probably. Barrage was pickable, but I'm, again, not particularly interested in the Orb stuff, because we're doing the Hyperbeam Claw thing. And got an Orrery here, so there's a Core Surge. Very interesting. And a second Hyperbeam is here. And Algorithm is really good. Doesn't require focus to block. It's gonna be really good later. I do take Defrag still because I found Core Surge, which can prevent the focus minus debuff from the Hyperbeam, which is interesting. And there's a third Claw here. Does the Madman actually take it? Yes, he does. You're welcome, Claw fans. So we're at 3 Claws, 2 Hyperbeams, a Hello World, a Core Surge, all on floor 12 here. That's pretty good. He does, in fact, take the second Hyperbeam as well. And by he, I mean me, the Madman. Pretty good here. And yeah, in case you don't know, why would Hyperbeam be bad? It's doing so much damage. The minus focus thing is actually a really huge bummer. And, you know, Defect kind of has a lot of cards that say Orb on it. And, it's usually pretty important. So, yeah, we are going to have to change our entire mindset here playing the Defect. It's, find a way to prevent the debuff or take cards that don't interact with Orbs so much. And Claws are a real thing, I suppose. So 0 damage Gremlin Knob. Pretty good. And we find a Letter Opener. Every time we play 3 skills in one turn, we will deal 5 damage to all enemies. I considered a 4th Claw there, but Hologram is essentially also a 4th Claw, because it gets you a claw back from the discard pile. And I upgrade my second Hyperbeam. And this is this fight is going to be a bit sus. Hyperbeam's good and all, but it's not quite dealing 264 damage. So I'm gonna have to work something out here. Claws will be good here, actually. Now we did play Core Surge, so now I can play that without losing my focus. Hello World will be good as well. Yeah, I usually hate Hello World. The upgrade makes the card worse, because you're not necessarily interested in playing it on turn 1 always, at least not particularly. It's not like, wow, this card's so insane I want it in my hand all the time, and therefore, you know, it could have very easily been like, add 2 common cards to your hand at the start of each turn or something, or it costs 0, but instead it's innate, which genuinely makes the card worse. So if you hit like the upgrade 2 random cards event or something and you hit Hello World, you wasted an upgrade and actually downgraded a card, I would say. It is extremely unusual to really want Hello World in your opening hand, I would say. And here's the big turn. Can we make it out? Sure can. By the skin of our teeth, in fact. Could have played the potions, of course. And Biased Cog looks really obvious with Core Surge in our deck already. But that is an Echo form. And you know what's really good to double is Claw and Hyperbeam, of course. So committing to the bit here, taking Echo form. It's of course really good, but bias cog. You know, we could have tried to pivot out of the Hyperbeam thing, I suppose. Probably not happen. And take a Black Star. We're going to be hyperbeaming our way through Slavers and Gremlin Leader with all the power in the world. And looking for a 3 elite path. Probably going to go right there. Definitely a pretty interesting run. So get to block the Hex here with the Core Surge, so we can't get the Dazes anymore. And we draw Echo Form on a turn it's not hitting us. Very nice. And these boat relics are absolutely insane, by the way. Look at the Captain's Wheel blocking for us here perfectly. It's amazing. So the Defect pickup was a bit questionable, but I think you probably in some fights want to start making some focus eventually. We do actually end up not really doing the focus thing at all, which is pretty exciting. A little bit, but yeah, this is probably one of the more true, like, claw decks that you'll ever see, I would say. Because, of course, claws do not block, and they are very slow, so you normally need a little bit of help. And orbs supplement that, but we find a way around this run. And Beam Cell is here. 0 cost attack. And we'll make vulnerable for our Hyper Beams and Claws. And I believe that was a second Beam Cell and a reboot. If I had known I was going to get a second Beam Cell, I wouldn't have taken the first one, but it is what it is. Ends up being not that bad, in fact. Probably interested in playing Hyper Beam. Never mind. Oh, there it is. And so if I play it here, I will take some damage. Because my Frost Orbs don't block really much anymore. But I do have Tori, so only take a little bit of damage. 4. And yeah, our bow relics are so good. You love to see it. If we happen to draw Echo Form on turn 2 or 3, pretty much lets us play it by itself. Yeah, Turbo looks good. And I'm definitely building with All for One in mind at this point. I was very interested in finding an All for One. The 2 cost attack that returns all 0 cost cards from the discard pile into your hand for our Claw deck. And so the Beam Cells and the Turbo can all get it back. Just having a look at this monstrosity that I've created. And so yeah, of course, have to consider what to play first every turn. I actually could have just doubled a Hyper Beam and killed. Oopsie. But anyway. Second Duplication Potion is here. That seems pretty good. And another Compile Driver. So, please give me Slavers. It's not Slavers. The one time I want Slavers, it's not Slavers. Please, for the love of God. Game, what are you doing to me? How many times do you walk into that fight and it's just Slavers every time? And then, of course, the one time you have 2 Duplication Potions and 2 Hyper Beam Plus in your deck, you never find them. Disgusting. Really need to find this Echo Form, like, right now. Would have been great. So, probably unplayable now, unfortunately. Turbo, Core Surge, and this Hyper Beam is going to do 1 billion damage, actually. 51 damage. And I just Hyper Beam, duplicate Hyper Beam on this guy instead. 51 damage potion, pretty good. And Mummified Hand and Bag of Marbles are here. Mummified Hand, an excellent relic on the Defect, generally speaking. A little bit less so in this run. I actually skip a Capacitor just after finding it. And we also find Bag of Marbles, applying 1 vulnerable to all enemies at the start of each combat. And then I walk into the shop and find Orange Pellets, which can remove any debuffs. We play a power skill and attack all on the same turn. So if we focus minus ourselves now, then we just simply proc Orange Pellets, which goes really well with the Mummified Hand as well. And it may not be quite as insane as you think, because if we have given ourselves focus already, then we Hyperbeam. That is permanent minus focus. In order for Orange Pellets to cleanse it, it has to be an actual debuff. And so you'd have to be negative. So basically you can only cleanse it if it's a -3 focus, as opposed to having, let's say, +4 focus here and then reducing it to 1. You cannot remove that, unfortunately. But you still can prevent it with the Core Surge. More Compile Driver, perhaps. I take a Static Discharge instead because it's a power, and I'm interested in those for Mummified Hand and the pellets, of course. And I find a Kunai, giving us 1 Dexterity every time we play 3 attacks in a single turn, and that is going to be our block solution this run. If we play Hyper Beam and we can't block with Frost Orbs, we may instead choose to just block with actual block cards. And here's Slavers, but where's our Hyper Beam? Game? Come on, game. I block with Duplication Potion instead. Incredibly sad. And I considered using Flex Potion because I would have been able to remove the -5 strength debuff from it with the Orange Pellets. There's Hyper Beam. I can remove the focus minus yet again. Actually, no, I can't. If I defrag and hit a skill with it, I can. I don't know if I see the line or not. Oh, I just turbo. That makes sense. Play defrag! I have Mummified Hand, it was free, and it removed the focus minus. Oh my god, what a massive mistake. It doesn't actually matter, and I also should have played Genetic Algorithm. Whoops. Missed Genetic Algorithm. And we find Ink Bottle. Every 10th card we play will give us a card draw. And Strawberry for 7 max health, not bad. And we find another hologram for our Claw deck. Very cool. I wanted to play that before Chill, because draws 2 cards when you have 2 different kind of orbs. If I had played Chill first, I'd only have a Frost Orb. Had to pass on Echo Form here, which is a little bit sus, but hopefully should be fine. So the ideal situation is to play Hyper Beam and then remove the focus minus with a defrag to proc the pellets, and then we have positive focus. And I was so scared of passing here with both of them alive that I actually flex plot for that one. Still get attacked. I'm gonna let past me figure out what to do here. A wise decision. Wow. Stack for 17. From Hello World. Take 16. And the 5 strength was in fact permanent from the potion because of the Orange Pellets interaction, so we are doing way more damage than expected here. Finish with a Claw, of course. Should have charged Ink Bottle a little bit more. At this point, I'm not really paying attention as much as I should have to that. And some exciting rare relics here. We have Tungsten Rod. Whenever we would take damage, take 1 less damage instead. And Ice Cream. If we choose to not spend energy on a turn, we will retain the energy. Which is pretty cool. And now it's actually full blocking. I have tungsten rod. There's a hyper beam. Seems good. Play a reboot or just hologram for claw. Or beam cell rather. Get a kunai proc. Pretty good fight. Should have charging pile a little bit more, I noticed that time. Another chill, sure. See, a very strange sort of run here. At this point, I'm definitely considering that I might be able to block with orbs. And just like not play hyper beams. So Champ is here. A little bit spooky. Just gotta do the claw thing, of course. And if I choose to not play a card that I could have, assume it was because I have Ice Cream. I'll be keeping up energy sometimes. Trying to double the defrag with Echo Form. Would have loved to draw it here. Very sad. I meant to get the draw card instead there. Bullheaded. That was a mistake. But still have enough energy to play Echo Form, so now I get the right card back. And there's Echo Form, after all. Very nice. I'm looking, that's my next draw, which could be a bit scary. Ouch. Half the Compile Driver. Double the Compile Driver and hope to hit something not terrible. There's Algorithm, really good. And I can actually proc pellets here. I just played an attack, right? So there's a skill, there's a power, yep. Got rid of the vulnerable, so it took no damage. Very good. And play Claw before Beam Cell, because it doubles. Careful out there, kids. I did still play it too late, though. Now double the defend. Still can't find this defrag, it seems. And I don't play that because it would split, which would be bad. Interested in playing this defrag. Bottom card. Past me was not happy about this. And of course could like hologram into it or hologram to draw, but then it wouldn't be doubled. And interested in doubling it. So I just split here to make sure I'm not getting attacked next turn either. Kind of insane that I didn't flex potion here as well. Maybe I do after all. I don't, in fact. We're not vulnerable. Only 44 damage. So no need to double the go for the eyes, it only needs the one. And already full blocking. Could have just waited there and not proc the ink bottle. But it appears to be dead. Charge ink bottle a bit. I remember this time. So, good fight. Third Hyper Beam is here. There's also machine learning for our pellets, which is pretty good. And I'm not going to lie to you, I do not remember what I click on here. I want energy, it seems. I already have blue key, so I don't need to take a thing. Interested in energy. Already have blue key. So skip one chest. And you'll notice earlier that I keyed a tiny chest which you might think is a good relic. Turns out it sucks. You may not even visit 4 question marks remaining in the run. You also may find a question mark treasure room anyway. The relic may be bad. And Cursed Key exists. And if you have Cursed Key, then Tiny Chest is strictly bad. I think some people perhaps underestimate how bad curses are for you. It is so bad adding curses to your deck. And card removal existing does not solve the problem, because you would prefer to remove Strike, which is nearly as bad as a curse in the late game. So you're essentially putting yourself back 1 card. And in addition to that, some curses are extra bad. Normality stops your turn after 3 cards, and Pain does damage to you, for example. Also, one of them starts in your opening hand. Writhe, I believe. That's really bad. And so, Random Relic is not a good enough thing to be getting for a curse. Killing one while I can. I have a lightning orb to kill this other one. Over a moment here. I broke Ink Bottle. I think I knew for a moment that I wanted to keep Ink Bottle on me, and then I forgot. So now I'm trying to charge it again. A classic me moment, to be sure. And sadly can only get to 7 because of letter opener. It's fine. Skim is here. I have an ice cream. That seems really good. Falling is here. It's probably right to get rid of Claw there. I have Kunai. But you're welcome, Claw fans. Reboot's surprisingly good here, also. It's just doing things. That is 40 damage. I don't have the thing in play, but it's already vulnerable, I see. And probably going to Hyperbeam at some point in this fight. Probably should have played Algorithm this turn. I'm getting greedy and want to double it, perhaps. Did not need to defend there. Nitpick. I should just skim and try to draw. I kept Ink Bottle on 9. I didn't play Algorithm though. It's actually not good. We really want the Algorithm to be high because we are not doing the Frost Orb thing. These cards seem bad. Boot Sequence is there, but I'd rather have other cards on turn 1. Membership cards here, gonna click on that. It's not quite free. We would need 342 gold math for it to be free, but it's still worth it. Remove another defend. Cool-headed is here. So I still seem to be interested in doing the orb thing. I'm convinced that we're kind of out of the Hyperbeam thing at this point, for the most part. If we are playing Hyperbeam, it should be to just end the fight immediately. Otherwise, blocking with some Frost Orbs, at least supplementally. It is full blocking. I have Tungsten Rod. I could have saved the shield. Goodbye. And Force Field is here, by the way. Have a kunai. It could cost 0 pretty often. Pretty good. There's also a creative AI, and we have Orange Pellets Mummified Hand. But, a bit slow, dare I say. And Repto should be easier than normal, hopefully, with the Hyper Beam involved. There it is. And Ice Cream lets me play my whole hand here. Beam Cell. I can even hologram Hyper Beam. Do like 100 damage. Pretty cool. Yeah, just Beam Cell on Repto. I'm deep in thought here, it seems. Yep. Did in fact get Hyper Beam back. Considering doubling Claw over Core Surge. My god. The madman. And yeah, after Hyper Beaming twice, we are now at normal focus levels again. Very cool. And can hologram for 2 different cards. Gonna play a few cards now to charge Ink Bottle back. Should keep going. It cost 0. Could have got to 9 again. And we find Strike Dummy, giving our strike cards 3 extra damage, and the Courier, which is good. 20% discount on all products in the shop, and they restock. A great combination with the membership card. So Strike Dummy, completely useless here. We have 0 strikes in our deck. And Courier, pretty good if we can find another shop. And seems I'm interested in upgrading cards. Can upgrade Cool Headeds, which will be a good card draw. Reboot also, extra 2 cards. That seems pretty good. The reboot turn has actually been very good here. And I skipped the chest. I actually remember this time. Please clap. If only Claw upgrade did something. Like, increase the damage of your claws for the rest of combat by 4 instead of 2 or something. It would actually be better. You could upgrade your claws. And they would actually do something. Make a Frost Orb, so I draw 2 cards. Draw 2 cards. There's a Defrag, that's really good here. Hopefully hit a Core Surge. Good. And we have the Tori Tungsten Rod combo again, which I didn't even really think about here. I just posted a Silent Run where that was kind of the whole thing. There's already way too much cool stuff going on here for me to care about that. Can't play that. Is intangible here. I am interested in drawing Claw next turn, but apparently now. I actually meant to only draw the 2 and not reshuffle. I like Skim and Hyper Beam being around in my deck, but I didn't realize Ink Bottle was going off there, so that was a small mistake. Got Ink Bottle back to 9 though, and didn't take damage. All good. Darkstone Periapt is here, giving us 6 max health whenever we take a curse. Not very good. We're not interested in taking any curses. And Calipers is here, where we will only lose 15 block instead of all of our block at the start of our turn. Could be very good for scaling our block. Definitely. We can get kunai high enough and make a lot of block, then could actually be quite useful. Again, considering playing Claw over the Core Surge there. A little bit unhinged. Caliper's already cooking. And it seems I took a Recycle. Definitely seems good with Ice Cream. Make our deck better. Is dead, although I could charge Ink Bottle a bit more. All good. Yet again, cards don't seem good. Repto's here again. The Defect Nightmare, but we are doing the Hyperbeam thing, it turns out. Same opener as well, cool-headed Compile Driver. A bit strange. And drew the Void and the Turbo again. So having strong turn ones. You love to see that. Man, I don't remember the last time I cast Dual Cast. Been a hot minute. Double the algorithm. Maybe not even necessary. Oh, I don't even have Echo Form. Ignore me. I, in fact, cannot double that card. My god, look at it go. The double Core Surge really is making the Hyperbeam thing work. It's actually kind of incredible. And Bottled Flame is here. I'm going to skip that. I don't want any attacks to start my opening hand necessarily. Although Compile Driver was a consideration with the shield in my hand already. And a Toxic Egg is here. Upgrading all skills that we find from now on, which it's a bit late for that, normally pretty sad, but we found a Seek Plus, and that is an excellent hit, so we're happy about that. Consider not playing Echo Form probably, but maybe I can just play it with Recycle or whatever. I actually should have gotten rid of Compile Driver and then played the Dual Cast. Oh, never mind, I've removed the Constrict debuff, so I didn't take damage. Past me was locked in, and I am not. So yeah, the 12 damage, of course, from the Constrict is not happening. We removed it with Orange Pellets. And or Core Surge. Who even knows? Ink Bottle on 9, pretty good. Another Seek Plus. What are the odds of that? How is that even possible, actually? I'm pretty sure that like there's like a 1% chance of seeing a rare right there. We just saw Seek Plus last floor. Anyway, that's pretty good. So you can Seek Plus for the other Seek Plus and another card, and then use the second Seek Plus on 2 more cards. And just craft your pile. And of course it makes it more likely to draw the Seek Plus in the first place. We have 2. Really good. I know that Baylor Lord in particular thinks Seek is like the best card in the game or something like this. It's really good, of course. I think if I was better at playing the Defect, I'd probably feel the same way. But for me, it's like Echo Form or Bias Cog probably. But if your deck is already good enough to win, then finding the good cards more reliably is obviously really insane. And Defect's arch nemesis Wokebird is here, but it's never seen Defect quite like this before. Can't play Hyperbeam, sadly. Now I can. Could have pointed that at the other cultist if I'm going to Hyperbeam. Yeah. Or even Wokebird itself, it seems. So yeah, managed to generate a bunch of block and put Echo Form in play. And we're good. It's already over. Isn't that incredible? And slowly gonna get there with our claws. Save the powers for phase 2. Double the compile driver, surely. And start pitching hyper beams, it seems. Yeah, eventually our claws will do so much damage that the beam cell is really, really good to double. And we have a couple artifact charges, so it can play 1 or 2 hyper beams. Not too big of a deal. And of course the kunai scaling is going to be out of this world. So much block to go with our calipers. It may be dead. Nope. It was 1 off, I believe. Had 52 health, right? Yep. Gotta find 1 more claw. There it is. Now we can play our powers. Probably double the machine learning. Drawing 2 extra cards a turn is really good when you have so many 0-cost cards that you'd like to play. Definitely pretty good. I'm beginning to appreciate machine learning a bit more. Hyperbeam died so young. And interested in putting Ink Bottle on 9 again for the next fight here, so. Gonna pass there. And that claw does 3. Because it just got added by Hello World, which is actually a very unfortunate thing about claws. They have to be in your deck already for the claw, the rest of your claws deal 2 extra damage buff thing to actually hit it. It's not a thing that's tracked, as some other things are. There we go. Kind of seek. Quick reboot there. Had some technical difficulties there. Could take and recycle Force Field for 4 energy. It's also an interesting synergy. Because we have Ice Cream, the energy is permanent, in fact. Definitely playing Defrag. And that's very awkward. I wanted to play Hologram, I think, to block, and I also wanted to play Machine Learning. But now I can't recycle... I have to recycle Hologram or Machine Learning to make energy, which I don't want to do. And then I drew a card, and it was also a 0-cost card. So I was interested in playing Machine Learning, but couldn't. It's fine, though. Take 7. The artifact charge is just going to be good here, even without the consideration of Hyperbeam. Making some block because of Calipers, of course. Does stick around. I think I would have played Cold Snap there first in hindsight. Block a bit more. Ew. Good thing we're not getting attacked here. Double the cool-headed. Only had 4 cards left in the turn. Playing Recycle there, also very questionable. Could have played Defend instead, for instance. Actually just got there, but I'm sure I did not map that out. And get the double genetic algorithm with our Calipers, that's really good. This algorithm should definitely be a little bit higher than it is right now, at least. But I was slacking a bit on that. Play a Slimed. So we've got a nice steady 12 block a turn. Help offset the Calipers 15. And then we're blocking with other cards for the most part. Ruh-roh. Here's some damage. I can play Recycle on Slime instead of just playing the Slime and gain an energy instead of losing an energy. And the Frost Orb's getting evoked there by the Static Discharge for possibly the first time of this run. Finally play Hello World. And splitting here. So I know I can't kill it, but I just need to time warp here. So playing some cards to take the counter back up to 12, so I have a fresh turn when it resets. And charging Claw, of course. You gotta charge the Claw. Yet again, I'm interested in drawing first, it seems, but should have, or could have clawed before the Beam Cell, of course. Oh, and that Claw was actually a bad Claw, I didn't even realize. I still don't realize. Yikes. That was a Hello World Claw, so it was doing no damage. It was a fraud. How dare you stand where he stood? And now I'm seeing if I have lethal, if I double the claw. It's hitting for 50. Yes, I do have lethal probably. I just need to draw one more claw, and then I have it. So maybe compile driver first? No. Ew! Very awkward. Did not, in fact, get there. So taking more damage. Oh, never mind. Ink bottle. There we go. We did it. So, made it through the Act 3 boss gauntlet with our Claw Hyperbeam Abomination. On to Act 4, a Deep Pulsing Tread. Upgrade something. We're headed for some draw, of course. We have ice cream. Seems good. And we have so much gold, essentially, with our thing. Take a Glacier, it seems fine. Take a Capacitor. There's another Core Surge. Bronze Scales was here. I didn't really think about that, but good against the heart. What to remove? Another Defend with our Kunai deck. Very strange. But I do have holograms and whatnot. It's fair enough. And now I can't buy Core Surge. I buy a potion instead, and then I see that it replaces with an artifact potion, which is pretty good. That can prevent the vulnerable from the heart, if I wanted to. Just to make sure I don't die on turn 2. And I think I want Draw Pot more than Liquid Memories here. Don't have a lot of high value, huge cards to get back at this point. And I have multiple holograms anyway. Would rather just have the artifact in the draw. And I draw already. Very awkward turn 1 here. And do find Seek Plus, so rewarded for taking the Draw Pot. Could find a Recycle here. I would actually probably take Recycle Skim in hindsight. I don't take Skim here, I don't think. Just setting up here, it seems. But I could have had a very strong turn 1 if I go Recycle on the Force Field, gain 4, and then Skim into more shenanigans. But instead I just do this, which is fine. Blocks for quite a lot. But next turn could be a bit awkward here. And still take damage. A bit sad. $11 energy, my god. Can double Glacier if I want, and then reboot. Interested in doing the Beam Cell instead to get rid of the artifact charge, it seems. That's already dead. Pretty good turn. Dare I say it. And just gonna try to get Ink Bottle back to 9 now. Or something. Let Hyperbeam get in there. And we found Oddly Smooth Stone, giving us 1 dexterity. And Pen Nib, doubling the attack damage of our 10th attack. Let's skip those. I promise I'd click the arrow back to the other relics. What happened to my relics? I just not take the other Seek? If so, that was weird. I do drink Artifact Pot after all. I can do the pellets anyway. So, a waste, in fact. Could play the power right now. Yep. Lets me block for more. Should also kunai proc, yep. I am doing the itty bitty optimizations. Didn't actually matter, but it was close to mattering. And yep, I still have... Oh, there's pellets. Goodbye, pellets. And so gonna have to hope that the claws outscale the heart here. Considering recycle. Nice skim here. Recycling wound seems obvious, but that doesn't give me energy. Accidentally missed on pen nib because I couldn't see it. I think I just pen nibbed a beam cell or something. Free artifact charges. I can hyperbeam for days. Wasted ink bottle there, that was a mistake. And I'm sure I'm doing that sort of thing all the time, but I just don't care enough to point it out a lot of the time. Yeah, this was a pretty, like, well-played thing here. I never really do anything other than the orb, like the normal, just take focus cards and get orb cards and win that way. So the fact that I managed to just find this run and then win with it immediately was pretty good sign for my improving at the game endeavors. I have been winning more often this past week, for sure. Haven't been playing too much, but when I do, I win probably about half the time, which is great. A lot of variance, though, of course. Doesn't mean I have a 50% win rate or anything. I think 50% win rate is great. If I had a 50% win rate truly over a long sample size, then I'd be incredibly happy with that. And nowhere to go but up as you play more and more. Look at them claws go, my god. Should have just hyperbeamed here. Actually, still had a lot of damage to go. 30-ish. Boring. Doubling Glacier. This is the guy we're watching? Trying to keep Pendib for Claw, but play Power Driver anyway. True Claw, which is good. And our claws are doing so much damage now. The heart stands absolutely no chance. That should have been claw. That was a mistake. I think it was a misclick, actually. Still a mistake, of course, but not a decision. And we did it. Finished the job with a claw. It's beautiful. 1 hour on the dot, pretty much. Only 18 debuffs cleared with the pellets. That is kind of surprising. But of course, Letter Opener doing quite well here. Tori only preventing 10 damage. Tungstrad only preventing 13 damage. So mostly blocking with the boat relics. And Calipers retaining 1100 block. That's pretty good. So definitely happy about that. And yeah, what a cool run. Hyperbeam, Claw. What more could YouTube commenters / Twitch chatters ask for, right? If you're still here, have you not subbed, have you not liked the video, thanks so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.